Welcome to Swimming Hole Heaven. I'm Brad Neal and this is Minnehaha Falls in Hiawatha, South Gippsland, not far from the town of Yarram. The name Minnehaha Falls is from a waterfall of the same name in Minneapolis in the United States. According to the Minnesota Historical Society, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow's epic poem, The Song of Hiawatha, transformed the falls into an icon. Before a swim, let's read an excerpt from the poem from when Hiawatha first encounters his future wife, Minnehaha, at the home of her father. With him dwelt his dark-eyed daughter, wayward as the Minnehaha, with her moods of shade and sunshine, eyes that smiled and frowned alternate, feet as rapid as the river, tresses flowing like the water, and as musical a laughter. And he named her from the river, from the waterfall he named her, Minnehaha, laughing water. If you are swimming here, do as I say and not as I do, and swim in the afternoon in summer, not an early morning in spring, because the water coming off that waterfall is freezing. If I try and stay as still as possible, you can see the froth swirling around on top of the water. You can actually feel the current on your legs as it moves around in this little eddy. Throughout the 250-page poem, Minnehaha's identity is tied to the waterfall, right up until her last moments, struck down with fever on her deathbed. In the wigwam with Nokomis, with those gloomy guests that watched her, with the famine and the fever, she was lying, the beloved, she, the dying Minnehaha. "Hark," she said, "I hear a rushing, hear a roaring and a rushing, hear the falls of Minnehaha calling to me from a distance." Longfellow powerfully evokes a waterfall spirit, but again, according to the Minnesota Historical Society, Longfellow never actually visited the falls. Anyone who's read my online reviews knows what I think of writers who purport to write with authority about places they've never actually visited. So what do I think of this epic romantic poem? It's really only good for one thing, kindling. So let's light this up to Fahrenheit 451. Sorry? Oh, it's a library book. Okay, we won't do that then. For anyone camping here, there's also a slightly deeper section of the river next to the campground, where it's also possible to have a dip. Read the poem, set up your wigwam, and enjoy a swim here. Don't forget to like this video or leave me a comment here or on swimmingholeheaven.com about your experience of visiting here. And subscribe to this channel for more of my swimming hole adventures.